Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're back again. Mom here. Hi.
Storm here.
Kimmy here.
We're having fun during setup, but
Giggling time.
we're going to be watching more Rebels on episode 7 of season 1.
That's right.
Last episode was really good. We enjoyed seeing Ezra undercover, making friends
Yeah, he
too.
did a very
Right,
good
yes.
job.
Yeah, and then
Very
his
good.
friend who was a bad shot at the end, so he looked good in front of the Empire.
He
See,
sure
That's
he's
did.
right.
good.
He's
He
a
sure
keeper.
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely a keeper, and now he's with the Inquisitor, which isn't good. But hopefully he can find his
Yeah.
sister, and hopefully he
I
doesn't
hope
have to
so,
suffer.
Dara.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's
Good
very
job.
determined to find her.
Yeah,
Right.
such a sweetheart. I mean, you
Yeah,
want to
he's
protect your
so
family,
much,
but to go that far to risk your own life and not knowing the outcome of it, like you're on your own, like that's terrifying. And
Yeah.
so close yet so far. So hopefully it'll be in
I
his
hope he'll be
favor and he
alright.
doesn't get tortured or anything, because I feel like the
That's true.
Inquisitor's going to see right through him.
Yeah, and what about
Okay.
that other cadet he zapped with the instructor in the walker?
Oh,
He might say something too.
Yeah,
that's true, yeah.
and the friend or the other cadet with the green on the helmet,
Mhm.
so he's probably going to be like, yeah. So you have
no,
two
no.
witnesses there. I mean, everything happened so quick. They both were surprised, but he did turn the gun on him, so
Sure.
that's not good. Yeah, I feel like he's definitely going to be in trouble. But I love our main team working together. I mean, they are just
Yes.
amazing and doing very different things. And one thing I wanted to ask too, which you guys might have commented last time, we do watch things almost back to back sometimes before we see your comments, but we do eventually do see them. And the big explosion at the end was probably the kyber crystal,
Yes.
right? The big green explosion. Like that's crazy to think that, because that's how powerful they are. Like just as a lightsaber, they're
Yeah,
lethal.
like they zapped
My
those
gosh.
TIE fighters like nobody's
Sure
business.
did.
yeah, just
That's
completely
right.
disintegrated them. Like
Oh
that
my
was
gosh.
so dangerous, and it's huge. It's not like a vicinity of just a few feet. It like goes on for miles. It looks like, because when you see the grand scheme of space, like everything looks smaller, but that was a lot
right.
more distance than we realized. So I'm like, wow. So you got to take good care of your lightsabers, but it must be hard to destroy them anyways. But to actually destroy a crystal can cause a lot of destruction.
It
That's right.
can,
It
but Kanan and Hera, they did not want, and the whole team, they did not want it going to the hands of the Empire. So
Yeah.
they completed
Yeah.
their mission.
So you got to weigh your options, and that was awesome that
Sure.
they did that. I mean, everyone puts themselves at risk, and luckily they all survived. But it's so cool to see how well they work together. Even Hera and Kanan, like right down to the last
Yes,
minute, and
they
him
are.
trying to like board back on his ship last second before the explosion hit, and then they took off. And
Yeah,
whew. So you guys ready for
Nice.
this episode?
we're
We're
ready.
ready.
I am really enjoying this series so far. It is a lot of fun.
Here's
Me
go.
too.
I'm thinking we're going to be following last story, hopefully, because I want to see what happens to Z. So this one is 107, no title. We'll see it next time.
Shouldn't we be, firing back?
Stay calm, it's all part of the plan.
But this isn't. Bye.
There isn't a pilot in the Imperial fleet that can outrun me.
Not ready. Not ready.
Yeah. Exciting start.
Well, we've gotten ourselves into another fine mess.
I admit it's a little messier than our intel indicated.
Could we maybe focus a little more on not dying?
Hang on!
I think she's doing a good job.
Yeah. I love all the banter, but I'm like,
Yes, yeah.
focusing.
Steering's off.
Not what this says.
It's what I say, and I know my ship.
Oh, boy.
I need to know more.
Conflict.
Yeah, nope.
Oh, 2 for 1.
It was like perfect. Oh no, fuel.
Oh, jeez.
It was somewhat unavoidable once your plan went south.
Ah, there we go. Knew there had to be a way this was my fault.
And you
Oh, my God. Oh, there we go.
They can't help themselves.
Yes,
Yeah, she has
Going
some.
on with her.
Yeah, she's upset with Hera.
Fulcrum was right about the timing and route, but underestimated the Imperial defenses.
It's getting harder to anticipate the Empire's moves, that's for sure.
You are so frustrating.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
You can be pretty frustrating too.
Learn from the best.
Oh, boy.
All fixed.
Laughing.
Wait
Oh,
till
they're
he's out
so
of
bad.
there. He's not out of there yet.
I told him to wait till you were out.
You're both terrible.
Yeah, right.
See, I'm all worried
Okay,
about
yours.
it.
Not funny.
Oh, chopper.
We're not done here.
Great, it's gonna be something major. I can't read
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Come back here, you little moron.
Guys, stop fooling around.
Can't dismantle like that, not bucket.
Leave a few bolts for me.
Oh my god, he just like turned on a
Oh
dime.
my gosh.
How do you find a way of answering questions without giving any answers?
Do you really want me to answer that?
A roundabout way.
Question with a question.
Spectre 2 and I would love to talk to you.
Spectre 2, what's the problem?
No problem, Fulcrum. Spectre 5 decided to help with the supply run.
Ah,
Maybe Fulcrum didn't like your attitude. I know I didn't.
no. Hopefully they see that when they go back.
Goodness.
Look, Hera, I'm sorry for the attitude.
If captured, you can't reveal what you don't know.
You think I'd talk?
We think you've seen what they're capable of.
Yeah, I have. You know what happened when I was a cadet at the Imperial Academy on Mandalore. I trusted the Empire, followed its orders blindly. Sometimes it seems like the harder we fight, the harder things get out there. I feel like we can't take down the Empire on our own.
Bigger than you or me. Bigger than Lothal. Bigger than the entire Outer Rim. Look,
Uh-oh.
this base was abandoned years ago, after the Clone Wars.
One of the locals.
Which,
Oh god, when the sun goes down.
Creature.
Is it worth it? Just one.
nothing here.
Yeah, so back up into the light.
That's comforting.
Uh-oh. Maybe it's friendly.
Yeah.
Ooh. Do they fly? Yeah, we get burns.
Look at
Ooh,
them.
Oh, they don't like the light.
it's gonna stay right there.
Gonna be there for a minute.
Like, wait for it.
Now they're gonna come out.
Yeah.
Luckily, we weren't planning on staying. All right, let's get to work.
Will they notice the leak?
Yeah, here we go.
Maybe not. It's kind of right next to it.
One.
Now we're out of fuel?
Leaking out.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, jeez.
You did run a full diagnostic on the Phantom, correct?
Of course.
And you checked the results?
Oh,
Of course
thanks,
they
guys.
didn't. Yeah.
You were the one running the diagnostic.
Guys, stop.
Here we go.
Have to tell
Can't
But
concentrate.
don't tell him it's our fault.
Here's everything, anyways.
He's listening.
No way they get here before that asteroid blocks the sun, and
Just get in the ship, though.
Yeah.
At least.
Oh.
I guess we could hole up in the Phantom. Allow me to introduce you to one of my oldest and most explosive friends, Fredonia.
He's
It's good to have friends.
Well, we're gonna need bait.
Where do we get that?
We don't get it. We
You
are
guys.
it.
Whoopee. A whole lot of them.
Oh,
A
wow.
lot of them. Steady now.
Get out the flashlights.
It's right on it.
Yay! Chunks everywhere.
Right.
Light it up.
Oh, I guess so. Wow, wait.
What about we fight?
They don't give up. They don't care if
Oh
they're
my gosh.
Yeah.
Afraid of that?
others die.
Phantom?
Not inside. Go up top.
Luckily they have their
Oh
blasters.
my god, yes, I'm saying yeah.
Come on, asteroid, move.
Ah.
Our hero.
Good. Oh, boy.
I like a slingshot.
These guys aren't.
Come on, now you're gonna be in trouble.
Yes.
Thank you, Sabine. Saved your life. Twice.
Shit, come on.
Please. Yes, you do.
Sounds like he's talking smack.
No hitchhikers.
I'm surprised.
You know the ghost could do that.
There's a lot you don't know about my ship.
Reroute coolant to the engine.
For good measure.
We're all sorry. Right, Chopper?
It wasn't my fault.
Hands down.
Cute town.
Don't look at me.
Sabine, I know you have questions. We are making a difference, Sabine. And I promise, we won't always be fighting this battle alone.
That's good.
Good. Work together.
Yeah, me too. Hera communicates really well for holding so many secrets.
right.
Like, she wants to make sure they are okay and
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
hide
right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
There you
not
go.
like arrogant where she's like, it's my way, or, you know, you're just
Right.
going to have to be like that if you want to be with us.
Yeah, like you
She's
just
very-
blow it off and say, oh, she'll get over it or whatever, or just, you know,
Yeah,
say it is what it is and that's it. Like, she's like, I'm sorry, I do trust you. Like, she's very open about that. And I think it was a good bonding episode for them because they were
Yeah,
able to
she's-
speak
It
their
was because they
minds.
had to go through that whole mission together under those
Right.
circumstances of the trust issue, and it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And Sabine went through a lot too, because in her training on Mandalore, like, you know, she went through orders blindly without realizing the outcomes, and it was terrible. So I want to know more on what she did, but I know it wasn't good. So she has trust issues there. And Hera is holding secrets, and yes, she says that it's for the better. It's all for the good. But if something ever happens, at least you can't give any secrets out. Maybe it'll protect the others as well. Or if they're tortured or what, hopefully not, but then they can't give that information anyways.
Right. The less she
in
knows, the
ways,
better.
It might help.
God,
But at the same time, as much as I love this whole group, I really like Hera. I think she's a good person, but we still don't know much about her. We did see her in the Bad Batch briefly. We were only on the 7th episode, so I'm like, who is this
Yes.
Fulcrum that they're talking to? Like, is it someone dangerous? I mean, do you think it might be a really good person but is in hiding and they don't want the Empire to find out about this person? Maybe it's both. What do you think? Do you think Fulcrum's a good person, bad person? Do you think it's kind of sketchy? Hera not saying anything?
I don't know. I might be a good person. I don't know.
I
for
think
sure.
I think he's a good ally. I think they're both against, you know, or go against the Empire, so they're trying to do anything they can. They need some allies. Even right here with this mission, I mean, it was an empty. There's, you know, it was abandoned place. They went to go get supplies. There were things there, not, you know, no one after them. They were just creatures going after them. So it wasn't a setup by any means, and they got their supplies. So I think he is an ally.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I'm hoping so. I mean, I'm kind of wondering if maybe he's a shady character, not just in hiding from the Empire, but maybe she knows, like Hera knows, that her team will rebel in their own way because if they know how bad this person is, but they need to use him for certain connections, that they have no choice. There's a lot of questions there. So I am with Sabine. Having trust issues, I can't even imagine. But Hera, like, understanding that, but also being honest to be like, it's better for you not to know, but why? You know, like, I
Yeah,
still have
right,
that
yeah.
kind of question where I really think Hera and Kanan are good people, but how far will they go? Like, what risks are they taking to make sure that they can go against the Empire? To what extreme? But I'm hoping they're not
right, yeah.
putting their team at risk too much.
I do too, but if
So-
you think about it, if they told everybody everything, you know, like with their connections and stuff, like Ezra, would he have another idea? Like, oh, well, this might work. And then you got Zeb. Everyone will have different ideas. And when they're on the mission, they might, foil it by doing their own thing, and it might get a little bit more complicated then, because they have all these different ideas. Everyone has their own thoughts. So, I don't know. Sabine seems like she's really level-headed, and she is a good confidant. Maybe she'll be the next person that will know more on a mission than Zeb and Ezra and Chopper.
I think so too, because I think this was a good bonding episode, and I think she and Hera now are closer, and will start to trust each other more, especially Sabine. And she might be like the second-hand girl there or something to help out. Ezra and Zeb, I really think, even though they're good in their own way, like, they still have to, like, focus and knock off the clowning around, because they clown around way too much. And I love that brotherly relationship they have. But like, even the ship, like, I know they're hopefully going to learn from what happened this episode. They put their friends' lives at risk because they weren't paying attention. So it has the humor there, which is fun. I like the humor in it. But like, they realize that, holy crap, like, them clowning around
that's very
like that.
Serious, yes.
Yeah, they didn't finish looking at the diagnostics.
Yeah, so it's a major
sure
issue.
It was all clear.
Good.
So them, even though they're very smart and stuff, like, they have a long way still before they can be told stuff like that, I feel like, because they're just in the moment, always just not thinking before they act. So I feel like even words, like, they would be that way too, with, like, knowing who Fulcrum was. They'd be like, hey, and, might not, they're stubborn and brave, where if they were captured, they might not say anything. But I think in the heat of the moment, just accidentally, it would come up in a bad way. And so
yes, I think they're perfect for what they do right now, and that is just fulfilling the mission. Whether it's getting fruit or whatever.
And it seems like with Hera meeting up on this world and Fulcrum's not there, so that must happen a lot. I mean, she did joke to Sabine. I think it was just sarcasm, saying like, oh, well, something about your attitude, and maybe that's why he's not there. Some kind of quip like that. But, so I wonder if he doesn't show up there, like show up a lot for their meetings. They just trade stuff or something. He
must just give her, the intel, and she just goes and gets it.
That's right,
So what a fun idea for this planet, where it's all abandoned. I love the floating rocks everywhere. It makes it even weirder, like, you think them walking gravity would be odd, like bouncing on the moon or something like that, because I feel like if you have these super heavy asteroids so close, I mean, maybe they look closer than they actually are, but it looks like gravity's kind of messed up there, like it's very light or something. So I thought like Hera and Sabine would be like floating around a little bit, or one asteroid or rock would just like fall down to the ground. But what an interesting concept. Like, how often does a day go by? Like, is it 24 hours, or does it always stay daytime for a long time? And these asteroids are the only thing that blocks the sun, and then the creatures come out. And to live on a world like that too, where it's like the sun is probably there all the time, and the creatures are consolidated to a small area probably, and they can't even go in the sun without burning. I guess just like a fish out of water or something like that. But it's crazy. So it's like their own planet, and they're stuck on this one area that they can't leave.
They just have to adapt to it and know where the shade is, the constant shade is.
They're constantly
whether it be a cave or a dwelling or something. And I do feel bad for those creatures because they live there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's
and for the girls to blast them. I mean, they have to because they have to survive. But
it was a fun episode for that.
They don't care. They're just like, I'm going for it anyway.
They're going to attack us, and
just don't care.
And we learned before too, like, we see these vicious beasts, but it doesn't always mean that they're bad. I mean, you want to survive. I don't want them to just be like, okay, eat me, but you have to survive. But for them to be so cocky and just blast them all, and maybe they were just going by instinct because they were starving, but they had to survive. So it was a fun episode for that.
Yes, they had to survive.
I'm like, can you imagine if they were just like really nice, the creatures? They just go up to them.
I actually thought one was gonna lick Ezra. I thought that last one before.
Rory means hello. Like just the Force. Who did I lose? I lost Boba Fett. No, not Boba Fett. I'm surprised they lasted, because with this like silky background, it's so slippery, things just fall off of it. But yeah, so anyways, I'm glad Hera and Sabine were able to work together. This episode reminded me a bit of a movie called Pitch Black. Something else we saw recently kind of reminded me of that too. You guys haven't seen it. I saw parts of that a while ago, and it has been requested a few times, so We'll see if we ever watch that, because that would be fun. Yeah.
Pitch Black.
Pitch Black. What is that about? I will say nothing else but that.
Scary darkness.
It'll make for good
Black.
reactions for sure.
Bring my flashlight.
So I think we'll end it there, but can't wait to watch more. Love you guys. We'll see you very soon as always. Bye.
Bye.